Hey guys, how you doing? So last night I had a dream, I believe to be a prophetic dream, but please pray about this and weigh it up with the Bible for yourself. Now let's get straight into the dream. Me and my brother arrived at a field, and I guess we'd been travelling for quite some time to get here. And it wasn't just me and my brother, there was a whole community of us. There was lots and lots of people that arrived here that were here for the same reason. This is an end of day location that was in my dream where we were going to set up an end of days camp. And like I say, there was lots of people around us, but it's like I knew they were here, but I didn't have any of them in my sight. I wasn't particularly looking at any of them. I was more focused on what I was doing and what my brother was doing. And we arrived in two cars. One car was my car, the other car was my brother's car. But in real life, my brother doesn't drive and he doesn't have a car. But in the dream, he had a car. Now, we arrived here and there was like, it was sort of like an element of danger. You know, we were aware that there was a matter of urgency on getting our camp set up, and you were aware of there was sort of like a feeling of danger, and it was like really important that we got our camp set up as quick as possible. But what actually happened is we arrived at the location, and you know, Jamie was sort of sitting next to the back of his car in the field here. The cars were in front of us, and this is the view behind us. And well, we had all of the stuff in the cars. I mean, like, my car was completely packed out with all the equipment, end of day survival gear, food, water supplies, like everything that we could possibly need to set up an end of days camp and to survive was all packed in both cars. I mean, we were ready to go, man. But we got there and we just sort of sat there. We did nothing. My brother was sort of like chilling out, like with his arms up, just chilling out on the field, like, you know. And I was sitting there and I ate a bit of food, and we sat there and we felt like unfamiliar with where we were. You know, it was kind of creepy and scary. We didn't, you know, we didn't know the area around us, just where our cars were. Yeah. But I knew it was really important. Like, I'd chosen the spot, and I knew that me and my brother were going to set up our immediate end of day camp exactly where our vehicles were. And I had this plan to set up like some fencing around both vehicles and to actually like start working on my perimeter shelter. But we didn't. We just, like, I think at first we chose just to chill out for a few hours because it had obviously been a long journey up there. But yeah, we just sat there. And the next thing we know, it was starting to get dark. And it was getting really dark. And it was like this panic of like, we need to get our camp set up, but we didn't. And you know, I don't know why, but with the darkness in the dream came a feeling of danger and urgency, and it was like so serious that we needed to get our camp set up, but we didn't. And before we knew it, it was fully dark, and it was sort of like this panic. We've got to get on with this now. We've got to do it now, but we still didn't. So we didn't set up the camp. We got to the end of day location. We had all of our stuff with us, but we didn't set up the camp. And it was, like I say again, a matter of urgency and a real feeling of real danger. You know, maybe wildlife, wild animals and whatever else could be around at the time that we need to bug out, you know. Okay, so that's the dream ended. Now please pray about this and weigh it up with the Bible for yourself. Now there's a couple of things that like sort of hit me about this dream. You know, when people move house in real life, yeah, you know, it's a lot. You got to pack up everything, and then you get to your new place that you've moved to, like house, flat, whatever it is, bungalow, You get to your new place and you unload everything and you put a couple of bits out. Well, sometimes there are people who get lazy and they don't unpack, or they just forget about it and don't unpack. And they sort of live in their house with like loads of boxes lying around. Well, it's not really practical, is it? You need to unpack your stuff to have everything ready to be able to carry on your life where you now live. Yeah, so if you move somewhere, you need to unpack it, because it's just practical, isn't it? Right? And the other thing that springs to mind is, you know, like I say, pray about this dream, but maybe there might be quite a lot of us that, you know that we're supposed to pack survival gear and be as ready as possible, and know that we have a plan in place to bug out to our end of day location. And maybe you've got all of that covered, but when you actually get to the location, when you bug out, you then don't know what to do, or you stop, or you freeze, or you know, maybe that might be the reason for this dream. So once you get to your end of location, so like first of all, once you've packed all of your survival gear and got that ready, got yourself into a Christian community, you're a part of a safe location, you all meet up at the camp, right? At that moment when you arrive, don't just sit there, you know, like immediately start to build your camp, like straight away, as quick as possible, okay? Get your stuff out and build your shelter, or set up your tent or your caravan motorhome, do whatever you need to do, but get your camp set up as quickly as possible. Like, I just feel there's a real matter of urgency on it. Don't just like get to your end of day location with all your stuff, then say, well, now what? No, it's got to be a smooth transition. Grab your bug out gear, get in your vehicle with all your family and loved ones, message to your community, bug out to your location. As soon as you get there, start putting your camp up straight away, like immediately, because survival depends on it. I mean, it's and like your safety from whatever's there, wild animals or whatever, you know. Just get your camp up immediately, okay? Don't sit around and mong about, because the longer that you sit around, you know, the tireder you will get, the lazier you will get. I'm not saying you're lazy, but like, you know, I found even before, like, I think when I was a lot younger, I think I went camping once and I didn't get all my stuff out and everything started, you know, because you could like lose stuff, not know where stuff is. You know, your life may depend on certain items that you have with you, and it may be packed away in your vehicle. I mean, you need to get it all out, get your camp set up, get everything in a place where you know where it is. Really, really essential. Really, 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 really important. Okay, guys? So I just want to encourage you with this dream. When you bug out to your end of day location, or if there's a disaster and you bug out to your end of day location, get your camp set up immediately, very quickly. Once it's set up, then you can relax and eat something and have a fire and keep warm and all the rest of it. But, you know, this video is to all of us, guys, all right? And again, I just want to encourage you, don't just get to your end of location and just sit there and say, now what? The next step, build your camp. Get everything out of your vehicle in a place where you know it will be. You know, your life may very well depend on it, okay? On certain items that you may need, you know. So, that's the dream, all right? Like I've shared with you guys before, I get, you know, not only do I receive dreams and visions from our Lord on certain events happening, like, you know, like the tsunami on the East Coast, West Coast, and earthquakes and all sorts, war coming from the East and all that sort of thing, which is very serious, okay? But I also believe that I receive dreams from our Lord on how the individual will see things at certain times and certain places. And in this case, I'm seeing it through the individual's eyes. It was my eyes in the dream, but it could be anybody in real life, you know, that when you bug out your end of day camp, don't just sit there, get your camp erected up and get everything in there as quick as possible, and then carry on. And make sure that you pray all things through, okay, guys? Really serious. All right, cool. All right, I love you guys. See you again soon. You be safe. Bye-bye.